Hi, I'm Brian again. I got my little dummy Lamont here, and Becky's at the camera.
Hey.
This is another episode of Accessible Descriptive Jujitsu. Today we're covering something a little bit different. It's gonna be a takedown move. Now we're gonna do most of it from the knees, but then I'll demonstrate the move from standing without an opponent, just so we can understand the feel of the move and kind of break it down. Takedowns are a little bit difficult with you when you have limited lower body dexterity, like myself. I'm always a little bit concerned of where my lower limbs are gonna end up while my upper half is taking grips and so on and so forth. So we're gonna break down the body mechanics for one of my favorites. So, all right. Today, just to let you guys know, it's called a short arm scissor throw. But for this to work, we gotta prep with some body movements to make sure we know the right way to move and how. So, I'm on my hands and knees facing you guys. So, first I'm going to curl my toes under me and bring my butt up towards the ceiling in like a mountain climber or down dog. Now, this is just to work on rotating our hips to one way or another. So, when I'm doing a mountain climber, I am bringing my knee towards my belly as far as I can go. But to turn our hips, I'm bringing my knee up towards my belly and across through that little hole on the left side. So, again, I'm in the mountain climber down dog position. I can bring my right knee up towards my belly and then through the left side of my body to drop my right hip to the floor. All right, now from the knees, we're gonna roll over one of our shoulders when we do the throw. So, if I want to roll over my right shoulder is gonna come down towards the mat, but I also want to look away from that same side. So, right shoulder is dropping, the head is looking towards the left. Because if I drop my right shoulder to roll over it, and I'm looking towards the right, or that same direction, I'm gonna hurt my neck when I try and roll. So, drop the right shoulder, look towards the left. Now, I'm gonna put those two fundamental movements in place. So I'm in my mountain climber position. I'm gonna bring my right hand and right knee through to the left side and roll. All right, and I'm gonna come up to my knees, hands and knees. So, all right, let's put that into play. So, let's say, first of all, mine is on a box to give them a little more height. So it's like I have an opponent facing me on their knees. So what's first gonna happen is Lamont is going to take his right arm on my left side and cup the head. Like he's trying to force it down or do what's called a tie up. So I don't want that. I don't want anybody touching my head. So with my cross-side arm, or my right arm, I'm going to come across, grip his wrist, cup it, and then pull my elbow to my side. That kind of relieves the tension so I can control his forearm. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step out with my right foot, so I'm facing you guys, and then come to what's called a Russian position. What this is, basically, I'm on my side and I'm pulling him forward. I got his arms separated from his body. I'm taking an underhook grip of his wrist with my far or right arm. And then with my left arm as closest to him, I'm taking an underhook of his tricep and cupping his bicep. All right, and my knees are spread apart. So with my right or forearm, I'm going to pin his hand and rest to his chest or stomach. With my left arm that's closest to him, I'm weaving over his forearm under my right forearm, and I'm going to bring my right elbow down to create pressure because the blade of my forearm is on his forearm. It doesn't feel good. So his body, to relieve the tension, is going to bend forward a little bit more. So that's why he bends over, basically crying at this position. So what I'm gonna do is going to bring my right knee to my left knee and roll over my right hip and shoulder while straightening my arms, keeping his hand and wrist to his chest. So then I'm in side control, but I can't really bring my knees up under me while I'm keeping my hand straight and gluing his hand and wrist to his chest. So we're gonna do something that my friend told me to get my knees under myself. It's called raising the house or bringing up the house. It's not bringing down the house, that's for sure. So what I'm gonna do, I'm on the balls of my feet, my toes, and my feet are more than shoulder width apart to keep the weight on him. So what I'm gonna do is rotate my hips so they look towards his lower half. I'm gonna bring my left or my bottom knee towards my belly, and then rotate my top side leg over to square up my hips. And then I'm on top, pressing down on his torso. All right? Now, from a standing position, it's kind of the same movement. It might be a little bit intimidating because it's from the feet, but we don't have far to the ground. So I'm going to demonstrate without a partner or a dummy, just because this is also practice for me, being able to do a move sometimes without a partner or talk somebody through is a good way of training and making sure you know the movement. So I'm facing the wall, okay? The wall is my dummy. I'm bringing down the wall, bringing down the house. So let's say there's an arm on my left side touching the back of my head. I don't want that. So I'm gonna take my cross-side arm, the right hand, cup his wrist, and pinch it to my chest. With my right arm, right elbow, pinching to my torso. Then I'm gonna step out wide, pivot at the hips. Now I'm facing you guys, I got the Russian. So punch that to his chest. Fall and recover side control. Do you want me to do that again, or? I know I fell close to the camera.
It's okay. You could do it again.
She's making me work today. Alright. So I don't want the hand to touch my head. Pivot out. Take the Russian. And recover side control. But make sure when the knees are under you, you continue straightening your arms to keep that weight on them. And they can't really move as far as they can drop their elbows to the ground, because your forearm will be just above their elbow. So if they try and drop it, just straighten it. Straighten your forearm, and they can't roll away from you. So, hope that was helpful. I know it was definitely experimental, but here you go.